Good evening, God.
Hello, everybody.
Glenn's got a new beard.
I think there's about a 45-second delay on comments. And I've decided to get the tripod out. As it froze. I'm not sure if it's froze my end, your end, or what. I'm not sure. Can somebody comment if they can hear me? Hello? Hello?
Did it go off your end?
Yeah, both, I think.
No, mine's fine.
Hi, Pete. New beard.
Good evening to yous. Glenn's spotting a new beard.
Cool.
Good, good. Can you hear me?
Gord, are you still here? So I decided to trim my beard on Sunday, and it didn't go to plan. So for the moment, I don't have one, but I hate the my face is too short, and I got a bit of turkey neck, so I thought this would be quite a joke to make and print. But if we get we'll hang on five, get a few people on. We've deliberately started this one at 7 because we know that Jeff Pelham's got one going on. Hi, Jeff. I've got a new beard, Jeff. I think Rob's just about to rejoin us. Hi, Mr. Electric. You can sub if you want. Jeff, Marie. So Rob knows, and I think I've mentioned to a few people that that I removed my beard. It will be temporary, but I thought it'd be funny to make one. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Rob keeps freezing or me. Yeah, I've gone over onto another network, so it should be okay. Let me try something else. Bear with me.
I feel like I'm going back to the old dial-up days. I'm here.
How's that? How's that, Rob?
So, working.
I've turned the internet off.
I'm just checking.
I've turned the Wi-Fi off
I've got something
completely, so
on.
I'm actually on 5G.
I've got 1 gig. I'm streaming through you, so it's got to be your interweb. Good evening.
We often wondered what the etiquette about smoking and vaping was, so we discussed it, and I think we decided that smoking was a no-no, but vaping was just about acceptable. Especially if I dip off camera and go.
Yeah, don't do that.
And go red, and don't set the don't, my fire alarm is an optical one, so it looks for smoke, which which is always good. So yeah, beard's gone for now. I actually took the whole beard off and left the moustache, and it was quite long. But when I looked at myself in the mirror with just the big old moustache, it wasn't good. Yeah, it does look dodgy. So you can see my crooked teeth now. You got my moustache covered my lips, couldn't see them. So a very impromptu one. Nothing really on the agenda apart from shrimp talk, and we want to be done before 8:30 because Jeff, who's in the chat, if you want, you can subscribe to Jeff by clicking on his name. I need to work out how to. There's a way. There's a way to add. I don't know if I can add Rob, but there's a way to add mods, and when you've added them as a mod, I'm sure somebody will tell me at a later point. You can click on their name; it'll take you to their channel.
Rush.
So I've added Jeff. I've added Jeff.
Jeff's a good.
I think Jeff's always a moderator on mine, so I think I've made him like a permanent moderator. And there's a dot. No dots on here. But
Make Maria mod.
I don't know how to. Let's have a look. I've got 3 dots, but all it lets me do is remove guest or share. Let's have a look at that one.
Yeah.
Let's click on Marie.
Mine's only share option.
Add as mod. There you go. And I can't add Rob. Somebody can add Rob. I can put a link. So Rob obviously is the person talking. Somebody could put a link to Rob.
When it's the 3 dots to the right, click on it, gives you options. Option.
It wasn't the 3 dots for me. It was like a flag with settings on.
There you are.
Well, you have to click on the person's name. So you click on the person's name, and then you can who's in the chat, and then you can make them a moderator. So we wanted to do a bit of a test live before our one that's been planned in for ages on Monday, and sort of no holds barred type thing. Let's just go live. No real agenda other than let's talk shrimp. I'll probably throw a couple of questions to Rob. I've probably repeated this question a million times myself, but and then we'll sort of throw the floor open. As I mentioned, want to be done by about 8 time because Jeff's got a live stream on. So Jeff in the chat at 8:30, and we didn't want to sort of coincide with his, and we were trying to sort of bypass everybody else's and do something where no one else is doing.
Yeah, we don't want
hence has been good. So I'm going to throw a curveball at Rob, not a curveball, but just a bit of a question, and because I've never asked him this actually, and I speak to him every day, but what got you into shrimp, Rob?
That is a very good question. I was looking on eBay one day. This was just before lockdown, just before COVID happened. I just needed something new to do, and I got a big tank, and I probably spent near on £500-600 on shrimp, and then one tank led to two tank led to four led to 8, and then I think in the end I had 18 shrimp tanks, different shrimp,
Yeah.
including tanks with, and I've just been hooked ever since. It's something I mastered, I guess.
You got your fans on?
Yeah.
We think we was messing about last night, and we think that Rob's fans interfere with his audio. Hi, John.
So that means you're going to
Yeah,
see me melt.
and I imagine when you was at
It's
18
warm
tanks,
tomorrow.
when you was, I've got windows open in here. When it was 18 tanks, that's probably when we met.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably when we met, and I was escaping actually at the time, and I bought some Amanos and accidentally got a cherry shrimp, and then another one, and they were red, and then I got some yellow ones and another scape, and some blue ones in another scape, and they just boomed. And I've been into aquatics for over 40 years, and well, around 40 years, and I understood water from my days keeping reef and stuff, and spoke to Rob about Caradina, and got a mixed tank, and then got another tank, and then my 3 scapes in the dining room turned into 3 racks, into 2 racks in the dining room,
Yeah,
and
I remember.
then we started building this. Just in or out of lockdown, I can't remember. Probably just out of lockdown. So you know, like BC and AD, that's before COVID and after destruction, and it's should have called it AS after shrimp.
I blame Gavin for all my tanks. Blame yourself, not somebody else.
No, I blame Gavin as well. Because Pete just wanted.
I mean, I got into them off my own back. I didn't have no one. I didn't even know nothing about shrimp. I made so many mistakes at the beginning. I lost a lot of shrimp, and you can keep shrimp on tap water. Let's just agree to disagree.
But we'll leave the tap water one for Monday.
Yeah.
We'll leave the tap water one for Monday.
Yeah. I ended up with one big shrimp tank, no fish, and ended up with loads of Neo Caridina. Ended up with four different colours, bred them. Then I went on to Caridina. That turned into 18 tanks. I was at 24 tanks of shrimp in total. That's including Caridina and Neo Caridina. The odd fish thrown in.
I've kept aquatics forever, and I can't remember a time of not having at least one tank. I mean, don't get me wrong, I might have had a tank for a few years that was a little bit neglected, but every once in 6 months it'd get a water change and a clean, and we might top it up with a few fish, but I can't remember from the age of 16, 17 never having a tank in the house, at least one tank.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my aquatic passion stems from my parents, because they was breeding green terrors and firemouth cichlids and some discus back in 1990s. And then in 1994, they got a big tank. I ended up getting one of their small tanks, and it's just stuck ever since. But then I'm into reptiles. I used to play on bugs, frogs, crabs, just nature. I'm a person what prefers animals to people.
I've never had crabs. Well, that's not true, actually. I have had crabs, and I remember we were living in a block of flats in Birmingham, and I got a 3-foot tank on the old style metal stands with a metal hood with a light in it, and I bought these crabs, and I saw one not moving. I must have been late teens, I suppose, and I I fished it out with a net, and I was absolutely gutted because I'd only had it the day before and it died. And then I'm sit for it down the toilet or in the bin or wherever it went. And then I'm sitting there and I'm sure I just saw that crab. And then all of a sudden it clicked. It clicked and I thought, oh yeah, they shed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably
my vampire crabs, when they're shed, their actual molt just looks like a live crab.
Full crab.
You've got to determine if it's still alive, because once they've just molted, they're very soft and they're going hard. So you're like, oh no, my crab's dead. It isn't. It's just hardening up.
Yeah, I've
since the age of 10, yeah. I mean, some years there, mate.
My dad used to keep a tropical aquarium with neons.
I think I used to catch. Can you remember the UK? I don't know if it's in Americas and other waters. Sticklebacks.
Yeah.
Used to go catching sticklebacks and
bullheads,
tadpoles, and small minnows.
Bullheads.
I've just always been. I mean, I like a bit of fishing as well. I prefer both sea fishing or beach casting to freshwater.
See, I think that's where my passion comes from, because from a very young age, my dad used to take me river fishing.
Yeah,
I used to. There was a local park with about six pools in it that we used to fish. I lived in it as a kid, and sort of my love of nature and the outdoors, I suppose. Ironic that I'm sort of a bit housebound at the moment, but so it was always sort of fishing. My dad kept an aquarium. My missus's mum bought one, and it wasn't long after she bought one that I won a tank, and I'd have been 19, I think, 18, 19. But so yeah, I'm 56, so just done about 37 years. It would have been.
I mean, in my teens, a day out for us used to be going. My dad was a taxi driver back then, cab driver, and on a Sunday it was his only day off. He'd work 6 days a week, 18-hour days sometimes, and it was a case of, what can we do on a Sunday? So we used to go around all the garden centre fish stores, all the local fish stores. Back then, Hull had multiple, probably 15 shops local within a 7-mile radius, and that was a day out for me. I was always amazed as a young'un. If I saw fish in a tank, it relaxes me.
Yeah, there is something about it. I remember
a lot of therapy in fish.
Not so much with the marine, but when I was keeping discus, I used to travel to places that sold discus, and that was before like the Stenker and stuff. So they were wild caught. 90% of the discus in the UK were wild caught, and I used to sort of search the fish magazines and just travel. You know, I was living in Birmingham at the time, but I travelled to Burton-on-Trent. I'd go everywhere. Yeah. We'd absolutely go everywhere. You know, looking at just looking for specific fish. We'd sort of go out for, and then to be honest, when I kept marine, I was working in the industry, so it was never really a big issue. I didn't need to go looking. I'd just see what was on the import lists and bring in what I wanted myself. So
yeah, I agree. Marie, is a day out. It's like the best day out. Totally the best day out. I could go fish shop. I mean, I'm quite picky when it comes to fish stores. And now we've gone from about 15 stores around here within a 7 to 10 mile radius to 3, maybe. One of them being a Maidenhead.
It's
definitely it.
It's there's a Maidenhead about 17 miles from me, and although it's a Maidenhead, they're pretty switched on. They're not too bad. And I was speaking to Rob. I was really tempted. I had a problem in my Iwagumi scape in the house where I was treating some BBA, but I was a bit overzealous with the hydrogen peroxide, and I wiped out 90% of the tank. and I want
Yeah,
some.
been there, done that.
I want some. I really want some green neons. Hard to find. They're on Colombian lists. It's where and when you can get them, but it's getting them locally or speaking to shops to get them in for you. And the problem is, if you're asking someone to get something in for you, you know they're going to put the price up. Because I would.
Fissenden Nobilis. Fissenden Nobilis. Bucephalandra moss. Where shall I go next? 1,000 babies.
See you at 8:30, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll see you at 8:30, Jeff. I'll be there.
So what
Be there.
because we're Shrimp Talk, as some of you know, I had problems with my PRL, just couldn't keep the blooming things alive. And now I've got loads and loads of babies growing out. And I moved sometimes it changes as good as the rest of my spotted head pintos into a smaller tank with environments. And I noticed a ruck of babies in there today as well.
Shrimp will breed as long as there's numbers of both sexes and a good amount. I prefer more males to females. Some people prefer more females to males, but in my method of doing things, I've always had male heavy tanks in shrimps, and apart from the odd one or two, I've done pretty well. Certainly made my money a few times over back, anyways.
I'm just looking at
an investment.
You know that white dominant tank that I tried out. It's by my foot, and I literally just looked down and thought, "There's loads of babies in there." So all of the 2 tanks that I did as a test have bred. The PRL that I moved into a breeder box have bred, and they're growing quite well. The German spotted pinto that I moved, there was about 10 of them, I think. And so I bought 10 originally. They got up to about 25, and then they've dwindled down to about, I think there's 8 or 9. I noticed a dead one in there today, but when I went to fish the dead one out, I noticed loads of babies.
Back then, Glenn, you used to dilly-dally with your tanks a lot. You was always hands-on, hands in. Yeah, don't touch from water changes and a good feeding regime. Overfeeding, not underfeeding, but just getting enough. Remember, if you've got babies, feed baby stuff, baby powders. There's many things you can feed them, but stability is key.
Yeah,
stability.
I literally,
as long as the parameters are spot on all the time, you're doing regular water changes. Don't rush them.
I don't even clean the glass
Set and forget
unless I'm filming.
And forget. Because my tanks, what I've had most success have been the tanks up top, what are a lot harder to see, so I tended to not touch them. I've never lost a shrimp in them tanks. And that's my dragon blood tank, for instance. You know how many of them I've sold and give away? And that tank's been emptied twice. Also, I thought. You just keep coming back.
So, I like John's got a philosophy, and it's a nice catchphrase, actually.
It's nice, that. It makes it on a t-shirt.
Set and forget.
It's so true.
Set and forget.
Literally,
we'll do some merch for that on John, with your permission.
Let the tank
Set
go.
And forget. And exactly the same. Even Gavin and Rob both kept saying to me, "Keep your hands out of the tank. Leave it alone. Stop messing. Leave it alone."
Glenn's
and it's literally the last 6 months, 5 or 6 months. In fact, probably the last 3 or 4 months that I've
keep shrimp well. You've almost got to become tank lazy.
Yeah.
It's not like a scare. It's not like. See, to me, a shrimp tank should be bare minimum with plants in pots or on something. So then, if you need to take shrimp out, you just take them items out. Your tank's free to go, scoop away.
Yeah.
But when you see a full scale thingy and they've got shrimp, good luck catching half of them shrimp.
Yeah.
Simple but effective.
Everything in mine is either on them, with one exception. Flame moss, which you can just lift out, but you've got to put it in water because it'll be full of babies. Everything else is either on cholla, driftwood, or lava
No,
rock.
you're right, but I've found the opposite with my two shrimp tanks. In what way, Marie?
Heavily planted, I think.
I wasn't saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it.
My Neo tanks were heavily
I've had
planted.
heavily planted tanks and the shrimp have gone boom. Literally,
Can
you remember my yellows?
Yeah.
Can you remember the yellows you got? That was a full planted
ones
tank.
that broke my back catching.
Never ended. Yellow shrimp breed fun.
The ones that I broke my back catching. I don't know who was here at the beginning, but when we started, hi David. When we started,
touches doing nothing.
Some of you guys didn't know that I'd lost my beard, so we started like this as a bit of a joke, and I think it quickly disappeared. But I'm going to grow the beard back.
No,
it was
Marie,
it's nice.
You're not male heavy in that tank, but yellows breed for fun anyways. But if you put yellows in that tank and suck whatever colour out, I bet your tank would not do nothing.
Neos breed.
Yellow Neos. Yellow Neo Caridina, or yellow cherries as you want to call them, whichever, are prolific. Now, even if you get the yellow golden backs, the neon yellows, or the yellows.
I think with
orange is one colour I didn't bother with. I tried so much culling. Again, weird that because orange didn't do good for me.
Oranges don't breed.
Yeah, I know you've got issues with oranges as well.
My oranges don't breed.
A lot of culling with orange. A lot of culling. Yellows, not so much. Yellow's a good choice.
With regards to Neos, I'm not adverse to having planted tanks with Neos. If you saw how much,
it's a good experiment.
In fact, I'll show you.
Yellow golden backs, yeah, that's what I had, Marie, the bread for fun. I think I got 40, and then 40 turned into about 200. I mean, I sold that tank 10 times over. Yeah, yellow golden backs. Nice shrimp.
I've got lots of plants in my Neo tanks, and I mean them. So these two are both Neo tanks, but they're plants that I can easily lift out.
On what?
So heavy planted is fine in a Neo tank.
I'm a big fan of
with Caridina, the difference with the Caridina tank is Caridina when the soil's depleted. So it's a planted tank that needs resetting 12 months, 2 years down the line. Regards to not planted tanks for Caridina. Look at the state of my room.
That's quite tidy.
So yeah, I keep loads of plants in my Neo tanks. To be honest, with the reds, with those fire reds, because I've got Amano in there as well. I like to give the Neos plenty of places to hide in case the Amanos go on a protein hunt.
I'll keep all my boats now like this on little terracotta rings, all different species.
Yeah.
Apple leaf.
So you can just lift them out.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different ones in there. I kept all the rare ones, and then as you can see,
I mean, theoretically, you could scape a tank with loads of them stacked up in certain ways as well.
This filter's got Fissenden's moss growing on it, as you can see. See if I can go close up. Can you see it all?
Yeah.
Literally growing everywhere on it.
Fissenden.
Nobilis, which is the micro Fissendens, and normal Fontella.
Marie says your plants have just arrived.
So Marie, that was supposed to be next day delivery. That's why I don't like using Every. Unfortunately, the post office was shut. But enjoy the shrimp food I sent you as well. Give one of the white tabs to your yellow golden backs and watch them go crazy for it. White tab funky.
Do you know something about the white tabs though?
And not the 90s version.
Discontinued.
See, this is a top tank. I've just let it go. It's always a. There's my crab, one of my crabs somewhere. There's my other crab tank. Nice tree leg going out of the water. There's my African tank. As long as you can use it as, sorry it wasn't more, but once you put it into water, the Fishpert Marie becomes really fluffy anyways. And I would recommend, if you're going to do it on the tree, the best method is to use cotton, which is biodegradable, and tie it on. Don't glue it, because glue tends to Fishpert, it tends to kill the strands a little bit quicker. Right, I'm coming back to you. Just got to feed the far. Hang on, I'll just do a little feeding these. Watch these go crazy. Look what my baby fish get.
Oh, good stuff.
And clearly it works. And by the way, guys, picos for shrimp.
I'm gonna while you're doing that, you've just because I've spotted babies everywhere. I'm going to do exactly the same.
Look at that. Look at that. That's pico baby food. Shrimp food. Absolute all sizes. I love it. Yeah, don't use glue, Marie. I'll take some Johnny, as long as it doesn't smell like farts mixed with broccoli.
I've put some of that in there.
Yeah, but can you imagine my room? I put it in 18 tanks and I walked out the room. I went down to I come back. I was like, oh man, one of the cats took a doo-doo in my room, and like something's not right. It was that food. But the bin food's the same as well. Very expensive poo-poo.
I've got some HW1 that I've had for a while, and I've started to.
I don't get it on my fingers.
That's interesting. I've noticed why that rack's starting to rust.
What time are we on?
I'm feeding babies. Because you mentioned it, and I'd spotted newborns in a couple of tanks. While you were doing that, I was getting the pico out, and
so there, John.
Do you want to know what the date on this pico is?
On this what?
Pico.
But it's not older than mine. Mine's way out of date.
Oh, this one ain't too bad. 18th of the 1st, 24. I think my last one was 2018.
Where does it say it?
On the back. It's
man's that old. Oh, man's bad.
But you still use it.
There's mine. 12 for 22. And fish love it.
It works.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. This a little bit bigger, even like the Pico Juvenile.
Glass carton shrimp, baby. I might have some of that as well, actually. I use it for my Neo.
because back then, Glasgow was readily available for some bizarre reason. And then it went a bit dry because everyone jumped on the wagon. Now it's back available. I don't like Glasgow stuff. Apart from Bacteria,
yeah,
not from Bacteria.
didn't
problems.
Didn't you test the mineral junkie? And it had an impact on your TDS.
It raises your TDS, mineral junkie, yeah. So obviously the mineral content obviously dissipates into your water. Well, it's like them calcium blocks what people feed. Them calcium blocks, what shrimps love them. But what they do, they adjust your GH and they can also raise your pH because the calcium.
Sorry, I've just turned something up and it's bubbling. There you go. So, anyone got any questions?
Very aware.
So it was an impromptu one. The one that we've got scheduled for Monday, we've got so on the post. So we did a poll on Facebook, on the Facebook group, and on the post we said that there was 7 things we were going to cover on Monday. So I think the plan for Monday is we'll do like the hellos, and then we'll get straight into the first bit. I'll sort of explain why I feel that way. Rob will explain his opinions on something, and then we'll throw that subject open to questions. Once we've exhausted that, we'll move on to the second point and repeat that process. So if anyone's on that Monday and we're not answering you, we're not ignoring you. We're literally waiting until the end of that subject's discussed before we open that subject up to questions.
We'd like you to absorb all the information before questions are thrown, so then you've got a little bit, because then you're not flying blind, so to speak.
Yeah, and if you want to look at, I'm sure I'll repost them. I'm sure I've got the topics. We're going to do it I don't think we'll cover all 7 topics on Monday that we planned for Monday, 6 or 7.
Short and sweet is effective, Glenn.
If we don't, we'll move. We'll definitely do a second one, we think, anyway. And thanks, Marie. And
if anyone wants any, is willing to travel to me, I can start letting some of these fry go to new homes. So if you've got a setup in hard water for African cichlids, Neolamprologus bruchadi, hit me up. Leave a comment and I'll leave, or in whichever.
I've been tying up mesh squares of.
I need to get them down because there's just, as you can see, there's sons. I mean, they're just everywhere. There's about 12 generations so far, I think, from 2.
I've been tying up mesh squares of hooker moths that are on the website if anyone's interested.
Have you been tying some more?
I've got
hooker
2 grown.
Good moss for anyone that wants anything to grow up like a ball, or even if you cover it in that moss, it grows around it almost.
So I can do loose portions.
Actually, usually get some hookeris moss off blends loose, because some hookeris moss mixed with Thysindens looks amazing. I've got hookeris and Thysindens mixed together in a clump, and it's like growing in between each other, and it's just filled it out.
Oh, that's nice, that is.
Oh, hang on, I'm sure. Let me just see if I can get through it. There we go. Look, Thysindens with hookeris. Hookeris all around the bottom, Thysindens. And then I've got a special moss there. Nobody's got that one. It doesn't grow, by the way. That's a hybrid. That's Thysindens crossed with Bucephalandria. That comes from Ukraine. This is my favourite moss. I did give you a bit of it, Marie. This is put tiny little bits. You can use glue for this because it's very hard to attach tying it because of it being a micro species. But put a little bit on something, it grows amazing. It don't grow up, it grows out like that.
I'll show you my hook
That
and
piece
box.
there cost me £27.
So that's a grown-in one. These are freshly tied, but they end up. I've got some loose bits as well, but they end up like.
What we're having for dinner then?
That. That's what it ends up like. It's,
How can you not like that, Moss? Hooker is. Hooker is. Is. Not ass. Is. I've got some blue shrimp coming tomorrow.
These are bred really well in there. I'll give you a very quick tour of something. There you go. There's always video about this stuff, and I've started.
Was that glass carton soil?
Yeah.
I know my soils.
No,
I know my soils.
that's glass garden.
Taiwan moss, yeah, Taiwan moss is nice. True Taiwan moss, not the fake one, because a lot of people class some mosses as Taiwan moss, and I'm not giving them. I don't like that. They call it spiky moss. No such thing.
My babies are gone to sleep. Spiky moss. Oh, there's another hook of moss.
Look at that guy. Dragon blood. That's a dead shrimp.
It is.
There's a dead
Juvenile
shrimp. Why have you got so many seed shrimp?
You tell me.
Because you feed so much. You only come with this food.
These dragon bloods, when you catch them in a certain light, they're almost iridescent.
Like an oil spill on water.
Yeah.
Almost get
proper light. Yeah.
Because I mixed some full coverage dragon bloods with them, some orange eyes dragon bloods, and the generations have took the extra blue one, and like an almost purpley blue.
Let me just. I'm going to do something very quickly.
Kenneth Espina, hello. Do you keep Sulawesi Mambo bee? I don't, and Glenn doesn't know. All different ball game in Sulawesi. All different ball game.
Difficult in the UK.
I tried. Hang on. I have plenty enough RO water to do it. I tried this one, Sulawesi 8.5, and you just can't. It doesn't achieve 8.5 when you remineralize the RO water. I tried all sorts and I just couldn't get them levels, so I didn't bother. Even above my pay grade, and I'm quite handy at all things aquatic. The mixed calcios with my dragon blood. Yeah, you don't get your blacks. I've got some red. I've got some blue separate, and I've got some blue with some dragon bloods with calcio. So I've got 3 tanks to mix and still keep them genuine genes, genetics. Look at the size of Glenn, 8'2". I kind of know what shrimp I would love, but not sure if the sheet I'm looking at it right. What are you thinking? The toilet.
You know them. You know that pile of seed shrimp.
Hmm.
They're not in there no more.
You just could see it. Me personally, I would have left them and then stopped feeding that tank totally for a few weeks, and lo and behold, they vanish. But not Glenn. That's just OCD.
And I'm wondering if I did some work in there yesterday.
Caridina. Definitely need our row for Caridina. For Black King Kong. They are quite hard to eat, but I do have some Black King Kong somewhere. Oh yeah, but they're in the mixed tank. I have kept Black King Kong though. I do like Black King Kongs. I like the yellow King Kongs as well. Yellow King Kong.
8'6". 8'6", did you say?
Yeah. That's about stretching.
6'3". I think it's height bad back stuff. Oh. And I'm a Star Wars fan with a beard.
Never. The blues in there.
Yeah, John. I've got guppies, John, in the just mutts in the living room tank. So it's just a bit of a mishmash of all sorts of stuff. But I was really tempted to go. I want to get out to an aquatic store because I want to buy some. I want to see if I can find some green neons for that Iwagumi scape. And I planned on going out, but I just haven't felt it, to be honest. I haven't felt like going out. I spoke to Rob about it, and the place I was going to go is called Manchester. And I messaged Rob, and Rob says Manchester. But place is called Manchester. It's about 17 miles away. I was talking about it earlier. It's it's a big Maidenhead in a garden centre, but it's okay. It's not too bad. I mean, if they got Ember Tetra, I'd buy the Embers. But I want to get and keep a little tank of just male. I can't think of the type of guppy, the little tiny ones.
Endlers.
Rob, what are they called? Endlers. Just get sort of 6 or 8 endlers and just keep them in the shrimp room.
Evening, Glenn. Or should I say the Zen Ginger?
Just to drop in that tank, really.
These are bloodshots. These are your budget shrimp. Good Caridina to start with to know what level you want to go to. These are like £3 a piece, and in my experience, are a little bit more tolerable to swings and instability in a tank. So if I was going to go for Caridina to start with, it would be something like this. Or
Mandy.
Oh, so it's Mandy. I will get people's names right eventually.
Yeah, Red Laser, I think, scored, but I always say hello, Gordon. I'm not sure if Red Laser is good.
I feel rude when I call them by the YouTube
channel name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was because sometimes I call you Red, and I'm not sure if you're good or not. And tanks and shrimp.
God is from Canada.
Tanks and shrimp is Shane, isn't it? Tanks and fish. Is tanks and fish Shane?
Different babies in. Oh, look, Glenn, a pinto. You see it?
Oh, German German spotted. It was
Yeah, black.
you that got me into the German spotted.
That's come from the
Hi, Shane.
PRM. It's crystal mix hybrid, tangerine tiger hybrid. This, guys, is what happens when you mix Caridina, galaxies, fish bones, pure white lines. If you mix a tiger shrimp with a crystal, that's what you get. And as you can see, there's shrimp. There's actually quite a lot of them, Glenn, them pintos. And that one's red.
My pure white line aren't breeding, but they're on ADA, and the
Is that
parameters are perfect. $8.30 it is.
$8.30.
Yeah, it's $8.30, Shane. But I'm so good. You've got mixed shrimps in Canada, I believe.
Yeah, mixed shrimp, Caridina. I order sometimes from mixed shrimps. Very good products. Very good shrimp products. All homemade as well. All the way from Canada. Don't worry, Marie. We'll be gone, so you'll know exactly when to go.
He's doing
And then we'll be there to join you for chat.
He's doing what do you call it, isn't he? Like a Lebau style thing.
Yeah, I like the mixed shrimp lubao. Yeah, big fan of it. Ellen Ritchie first got me into it. Here's a fact for you. Anyone that doesn't keep shrimp, Caridina, did you know all orange-eyed shrimp are bland?
Is that your mixed orange eye tank?
Yeah. Rusty red there, look at that.
Oh,
That's what you get if you mix a blue tiger with a red devil.
Where's the green one, Rob?
Never made it. I didn't see anything of it, so I assumed it's gone to shrimp heaven.
Do you know that really nice blue male that I've got?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it for 2 days.
Do you know light interference?
Yeah, that's why the the black boards.
Oh, it's a big deep hole, Shane. It's once you've mastered one tank and you come down one morning, weeks leave the tank alone. And you come weeks later and you're like seeing loads of baby shrimplets.
It's more than a hole.
hole.
it's more than a hole, Shane.
Like, woo! Look at all them Pam coins. Yeah, red layers. I've got yellow congers and I've got longer penis, brachia. Oh, I can't remember the Latin. Brachia something, longer penis. Very similar. They're another tetra. Very similar in appearance to the Congo tetras as well. And I've got a pair of Nanochromis porolis, which if I just found them, oh, you can't see. I'll need to send this light off. And this light. These are Nanochromis porolis, and they've made the home under a rock. You can just see one of them there, just put. Every day I wake up, there's a big pile of sand around there. It's so annoying. Look, nice planted tank. This is all African species, apart from the Corridorus.
If everybody could like the stream as well, that would help us.
Excuse me.
I really
Neil
like
and
them.
Pelagius. Funky fish, these. Neil and
Really
Pelagius
like.
community. Go on.
I can just see them having masses of character.
They have. Shell dwellers have all have character. And with shell dwellers, each fish is different. Right, I'll come back to you now.
My pistos have started asking for food now.
I'm getting some apistogramma, Laurentiae, and possibly Pandora. Good job.
Mine's. If my missus walks past the tank, they do nothing. If I go near the tank, they're up like, feed me, feed me. And I don't know how, but that tank has no snails that weren't put there deliberately. So there was some hornerites went into it, but I don't think there's any left. And all of the rock that was used, all of the dragonstone was new, never been used before. All of the plants that went into that tank were 1-2 grow. You saw how many pots of the blooming stuff I had.
Pots, I got it sent to me and I had to send it to you.
Yeah, that's right, because you were doing the plants for me.
Yeah.
I've got
How was it, plant
Java moss. I've got Java moss on one of the rocks.
I don't like Java.
Oh, the rock come out and it got scrubbed
Java
under the tap today.
and stick to everything.
Yeah, it's the rock came out and got scrubbed and went back in.
Like why when you get these plants with like on little coconut bracelets with an anubias, and then around it you've got a little bit of moss, lo and behold, Java moss, because 2 weeks later you got to look at your anubias and it's just a big pile of moss. Aquadip, don't do it.
Yeah, I just don't know where that Java moss came from because I've got no Java moss anywhere.
Probably from Aquadip.
Come from one of the 1-2 grows.
Yeah,
where
probably.
else? I've got 0 Java moss anywhere in any of my tanks. Oh, that's not true, actually. I may have a couple of remnants on some of the boosters in here.
Yeah.
Not yours, stuff that I bought, like Boost on Rock and stuff, that may have had, that weren't sort of guaranteed to be pest free. But I don't know how it's got in that house tank. It's really, really bugging me. Anyway, the rock came out, got toothbrushed, scrubbed, picked, poked, and it went back in upside down. The rock did. It's only a small rock, but it's just really starting to irritate me.
As you can see, I like posters.
That tank, Chris Luke's stuff. So that tank's due a rescape, but it's looking so nice.
Don't usually say this, but come on, Scotland.
That's where you watch my YouTube videos, isn't it?
It's where I watch all YouTube, yeah. In my little slice of heaven.
I don't know if you guys.
Orange-eyed tank, orange-eyed Mercury, Red Devils, Golden Bee. Interesting mix there, John. Sorry if I miss anyone's. I'll just repeat yourself if you have to, because I'm new to this. Just take time.
I don't know if anyone saw my post and noticed that I changed the name of the channel. So the channel's gone back to GB Shrimp, just GB Shrimp. I've got a video this week that's on the terrariums on Sunday, and then from there on in, my weekly Sunday video will be shrimp or shrimp room related. Anything to do with frogs, spiders, or isopods will always be midweek from here on in.
That's how I learn all shrimp, because I see these every day. It's kind of all like, without looking, I can tell you exactly what every shrimp is. I can even tell you, for instance, all the red and white varieties on that without looking. What's the K1? What's the K2? And when people are thinking what you want about, K1's like F1 generation mixed. Wow. There we go. What happened there? Won't take them. You have to buy the files and then you can have them and download them and just can't distribute them.
So I didn't have much space, so mine went on the ceiling. So we went from 9 to 3.
That's my
to 2 to 6
that's my
to 5.
identification wall, fish ID wall. More shrimp posters. Ooh.
Are we going to give these guys an opportunity to set up for their stream, Rob?
Yeah, let's get going.
Thanks, everyone. Just an impromptu one.
For joining, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll speak to you in a little bit.
Mondays will be structured. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.